Hello everyone, today we're gonna be unboxing and checking out something we got last year. That's the MS-09F Dom Tropen. This is from Gundam Seed Stardust Memory, and took me very long to get to this, but that's the availability I have. And now that I've finally decided it's time to break out this bad boy, let's just go ahead, open it, and see what it's got. Alright, we can see right out of the packaging there's a ton of accessories and a ton of hand pieces. I think there's like 10 extra hands aside from the one on the figure. Lots of little dress up things here we can make use of, and we're gonna go through them in detail later. Alright, so first up is our actual star of the show, the Dom Tropen itself. Let's put that on the rotary table and see all the details. Upon closer inspection, we see very good color separation and very obvious ports and nubs for our many attachments that comes with the package. Not a lot else to say, but we are gonna go through the articulation. Okay, now to test this thing's articulation. Not expecting it to go too long, let's just get through it. Right, first we're gonna see that the head can turn up like this. Now did you see that little fold over there? So the back of the helmet just actually folds in so it can actually look up. Now, can it look to the sides? The answer is nah, not really. Very barely. Next thing we can do is give it a pretty good ab crunch. Now to demonstrate that a little better, let's raise these arms. And oh, by the way, the boosters can actually move a little bit like this. I hope you can see it through, though it's not focused. But look at that! It gets pretty far and the bend is visible. Pretty good actually. The chest armor actually opens up. This gives you a bit more mobility along the chest when it looks up and looks down. Now we're moving on to the arms. Right. The neat part about the arms is that the elbow is double jointed. Let's try to give it a full bend. Okay, 1 and 2, you see those? 2 points of articulation just for the elbow. And that I appreciate. By the way, you might be wondering why the autofocus isn't working. It's off because it can't work at all at this range. Let's get back to the arm here. It's gonna rotate pretty well, that full rotation, and reaches that high to the point that the shoulder pad does that. You can expect the same for the other arm. Now let's get to the legs. Now take a look at how big these legs are. There's no way you can get a lot of articulation out of this, but look at how far they can make the split. This is actually pretty good. You know, it goes that far. So it might not be so obvious at this point, but if you are used to figures, you can tell that the joints for the thighs are no longer aligned. And I'll show you what's going on. It's because there's this joint here for the pelvis where they could actually slide the main peg. And that makes not only for a better split, but makes for a farther kick as well. That is not possible without this kind of configuration. Look at how far it goes. Getting back to the broader picture here, you can see that the kick is almost a 90-degree kick, which is pretty good, but also I'm not sure how strong this joint is, so be careful when returning it. Don't try to pull it or anything. Okay, now we're gonna go look at the knee. It has a nice gimmick as well. Pay attention as the armor slides inward for the inside part of the knee, and then it stretches and slides as well for the outer part of the knee. It's a nice bend towards 45 degrees. You also see the thing that just slid in so that it can do that, and even the knee armor does have some mobility. Getting it back, it's a little tough, but I'm not that worried about it. Then for the feet, they can wiggle like this. Not really a lot of like lateral movement, but that's to be expected considering the kind of unit it is. This is as far as you can get really. Alright, so that's gonna be it for the articulation. Let's go over the little toys that come with this toy. Okay, first up are these pairs of hands actually. Now, they all look kind of samey, but if you look closer, you can tell that they're angled differently. Ideally, probably for more detailed poses. Let's put that down. Next is this like little gun, and it comes with this storage clip. I'll tell you how to use that later. Next up are these canisters. Unclear what they are, but there's 6 of them in total, and you can put them on the Dom Tropen. Okay, next item. This is gonna be that sword, the heat sword, and the unheated sword. That one has a storage peg that you can put on the back. The other one doesn't. You can actually remove the blades as is, but I wouldn't do that. Next is the bazooka. This beautiful little boy has an adjustable trigger, has another handle here that's gonna be for two-handed wielding. No space for the ammo, but you can actually see that there's a slot there for aiming. Pretty nice. Alright, not much more to say about this except it's a nice big bazooka. Next are these Strumpfausts. These are actually mini bazooka launchers, disposable types. They're kind of like grenades in a sense. Okay, here. These are the holding rings. There's 4 of them, but the Dom Tropen comes with 2. I'm not sure where there are 4 rings, but I guess these are easy to lose, and that's nice to have spares. Now, this is loading clips for the bazooka. Yeah, that's the ammo. You might be wondering if I can remove it. Yes, I can. That's kind of a neat detail to have. You can also remove the clip for the machine gun, but there's no spare clips for it. The spare clips are actually these. They're just the attachments on the armor, that's all. Just so many little things that we can put on our Dom Tropen, so just let's see how it all comes together. Okay, now for some quick advice for how to use the bazooka. You can see I'm already attaching the hands before attaching it to the robot, and that's because the hands are actually made of softer material. So when it's not attached to the robot, I mean, look at this. This is the joint that attaches to the hand, and you could break that if you're pressing a little too hard. And look at how much effort I have to put in to get the trigger hand attached properly. A little bit of elbow grease there, a little bit of left and right, and there it's in. And I'm a lot more comfortable putting it on like this rather than having the hands attached to the robot. Now to how to put the machine gun on. It's pretty simple really. Just lift this tab. It's not quite obvious. You can just pinch it out like that. Don't lose the tab. Make sure to put it in a safe place. And now with the gun, with the storage clip, just snap it on. It's pretty simple really. Just have to know where it goes. It's a little hard to do it in front of the camera, and that should do it. There you go. It's already... Oh! No! This is the clip! No! Okay, let's find it. The Dom Tropen might not be quite articulate in its ability to pose, but it does have a lot of accessories, and that's where you can get creative with what you're gonna do with it. Since this is a grunt unit, you have a lot more freedom with what kind of arsenal it can have. And the favorite thing I like to do with these is not make it symmetrical, give it more interesting angles, and that's exactly what I went with. You're gonna see a few more poses around here that focuses on making it look kind of a mess, but I think that's the beauty of it. The colors as well, it could be better, but out of the box, it's pretty satisfactory in my opinion. Anyway, that's gonna be it. Enjoy the rest of the video. If you guys like me doing these things, leave a like, and maybe I'll do more. Alright, enjoy, and see you next time.